such an eye-opener when I first came here.
And you feel like you're more part of the human race in a way. Eh?
Loneliness is a worldwide epidemic. Fortunately for many ageing men, Pattaya has just the antidote. One is not overlooked here simply because they may be going a little grey. In fact, the opposite is true. Older people in Thailand are far more appreciated and can be actively involved, even as an oldie.
So to set the scene, it's a Monday night in February, 29 degrees. Now, while many of you may be at home watching this, shivering in your pajamas by the heater, don't settle for that, there are options. Of course, I refer to none other than Pattaya, and more specifically, the Soi Buakhao area, where I can assure you the illusion of romance, and perhaps even love, is alive and kicking.
And on a serious note, has saved lots of ageing men from the brink of loneliness or worse.
I think for ageing men particularly, because they find that the people here are so friendly. They get girls and all they want to do, because they can't do the thing in the bed anymore, all they want to do is just, they want companionship. They want somebody to hold on to and feel like they're not old.
As many who have done the marriage, kids and divorce thing now find themselves on the scrap heap, as life after 50, or for many even younger, seemed all but over. David from Australia has, as he puts it, been here a couple of times. What do you got to say, Davo?
And mate, tell us, what's the attraction? Why do you like it so much?
It's just a beautiful place to come. It's the weather's always the same. It's just 30, 33 degrees between that level. It's just fantastic. And there is a different sort of nightlife here. It's like it's a Saturday night back home, but it's every day here. It's can be a Monday night where 6 o'clock at night everything shuts down back home. Yeah. But here it's like a party time.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you, Dave?
I'm 44.
44? Yeah. So, as a 44-year-old back home, I imagine it's starting to get, your use by date is correct, getting near its expiry date, right?
There's another thing, the women here are just different than back home. They're more, I don't know, they open your arms more compared back home, you know. It's, you have to sort of experience it yourself. You've got to come here to sort of get that experience. You will never know unless you try it here, you know.
That's it. We often get judged coming to Pattaya for all the wrong reasons, but I think there are a lot of lonely old men out there. Definitely. And this place gives them a whole new sense of purpose, focus. Do you agree? Right. All we need is the illusion of romance or love even. Yes. Just the illusion, that's all we need to make us happy, isn't it?
I think that's a human sort of, especially for the man, they need that bit of bonding, you know, like the women. We fantasise about that back home, and here it's actually a reality.
If your available time is limited, then best get the night started late afternoon as the city transforms. Here is just the ticket. Now, if anonymity is your thing, then the den here is the perfect place for that late afternoon business meeting. Word of warning, however, you don't pay your bill, you're going for a swim. In there. Wonder what they feed it. In between venues, never any shortage of eating options here, of course. This area has all you need to feel right at home. International cuisine galore, just as authentic and accessible as in the Western world. Popular sports bars are plentiful and a great place to catch up with mates.
Tell me, what would a typical night out for you be at home in the UK on the weekend? What would you do? Obviously it's much colder than here.
A lot colder. Well, that's if I do go out. I don't always go out. So yeah, I could staying in, watching TV, or maybe go to the local pub.
You feel more alive here, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think that's why we all come out here, don't we? Yeah, you feel alive here, you feel young again.
Everyone's needs and tastes are catered for. Pattaya has something for even that individual taste punter.
It can be like a classic romance novel, really. Man travels to exotic Thailand. Man falls in love. Man discovers that the object of his heart's desire is a man. Chokdi sila.
Now for a little scenery that is unique to these parts.
Now this tranquil little alcove is known as LK Metro, located right in the heart of the Soi Buakhao area, comprised mainly of bars, agogos and even accommodation for that full-on saturated experience. One thing's for certain, the scenery here is guaranteed to be far superior to that of your local bar at home.
Long-term expat resident and former bar owner Chris from Australia, with 20 odd years in Pattaya under his belt, is somewhat of a local expert. I caught up with Chris and got his take on this amazing city.
I tell people there's nothing like this in the world. Pattaya is one of a kind. It really is unique. And they say, but what about Costa Rica? What about Brazil? What about this and that? You know, we say, well, they're all very nice, I'm sure, but they don't compare. Nothing compares to this. Nothing. It is unique, and that's one of the things that bring people here. A lot of people come here and they think all the girls every single female Thai girl is up for it, is available, and they're not. I mean, they'll go out with you for dinner or movies or something like that. It doesn't mean they're ready to just jump in here to bed for an hour and that's it, you know. A lot of those that are working girls, they're here for a reason, and they're here for the money. That's entirely because of their culture, their family. They have to look after the family because that's how their families work. So they have to make money for their family because money is so poor everywhere.
Whilst Pattaya may not be for everyone, it certainly has put a smile on millions of faces over the years. It's not about to change in a hurry. In fact, any changes made will only be for the better. Like it or not, it has to be experienced to cast judgment and seen to be believed. Which, after all, is all part of life's rich tapestry.